Okay, it is officially time for the next A to Z mini rework. My thoughts, ideas, changes, so on and so forth. We are on Leona, uh, the Radiant Dawn. She's something special in my book. Something special indeed. Damage, yeah. She does do mostly AP, or she does, mostly magic damage. A lot more abilities than auto attacks, this is true, but yeah, honestly, it's fine. Difficulty 1, yeah, she's extremely easy, and that's why a lot of the difficulty 1 champions are the ones that I have the biggest problem with. Tankiness 3, crowd control 3, and this should be, it's understandable why it's at 1, but I'd be pretty okay with them putting it at 2. It'd be understandable. Imbued with the fire of the sun, Leona is a holy warrior of the Solari who defends Mount Targon with the Zenith Blade and the Shield of Daybreak. Her skin shimmers with starfire while her eyes burn with the power of celestial aspect within her. Armored in gold and bearing a terrible burn of ancient knowledge, Leona brings an enlightenment to some, death to others. Yeah. No, she's stupid. She's very annoying. So, we have her abilities. First, we have Sunlight. Damaging spells afflict enemies with sunlight for 1.5 seconds. When allied champions deal damage to those targets, they consume the sunlight to deal additional magic damage. Okay, pretty simple. Shield of Daybreak. Leona uses her shield to perform her next basic attack, dealing bonus magic damage and stunning the target. So it's a stun automatically. Eclipse. Leona raises her shield to gain damage reduction, armor, and magic resist. Why she needs all 3 of those instead of just 1 or 2? I don't know. When the duration first ends, if there are nearby enemies, she will deal magic damage to them and prolong the duration of the effect. It's something. It's basically Aftershock. Zenith Blade. Leona projects a solar image of her sword, dealing magic damage to all enemies in a line. When the image fades, the last enemy champion struck will be briefly immobilized and Leona will dash to them, which is extremely annoying. And Solar Flare. Leona calls down a beam of solar energy, dealing magic damage to enemies in the area. Enemies in the center of the area are stunned, while enemies on the outside are slowed. Now, the hitbox in this is stupid. You can be on the center, you can be on the outside. Guess what? Sometimes you'll be slowed, sometimes you'll be stunned. It's kind of like Cassiopeia ult, where like sometimes champions are looking away and they get stunned, and sometimes they're looking right at you and they get slowed. But yeah, I think Leona is stupid, to say the least. She hurts. She doesn't really do a ton of damage, but she hurts. She helps you she helps her allies hurt you with her passive. She's capable of stunning you for so long. Her Q stuns, her E stuns, her alt stuns. Like, literally, it is ridiculous. Not only that, but she does dash to you, allowing her to proc her Q and W so easily. Plus, if she so pleases, she can also ult you in that combination too, making it even more likely for you to never move. And, like, I understand her W is just something to keep her alive longer, but it's way too strong. And the amount of times that I have seen people get kills with it is, a bit more than I would really like. And, that's the ability that people never level. Actually, I think her E is the ability that you level last. I don't really know with Leona. Not gonna lie, I don't know her path. But it just seems that, like, all levels, she's so tanky. It's so difficult to kill her ever. Early stages, she's pretty tanky. Late stages, extremely tanky, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, her ult literally, or her passive just helps you hurt her, or helps you hurt everyone else. She can just stun you. Anytime. She just needs to boop you, and you're stunned. Her W, it just gives way too much resistance. Plus, it also damages. Like, hey, what? Like, I believe when they gave that to Warwick, it was, like, nerfed immediately. Now, I understand that this is a little bit different. She's a tank. She doesn't do as much damage nor have as much lifesteal as Warwick. But at the same time, Warwick didn't get armor or magic resist, what she does. And then there's her E, which, like, the last enemy hit is the one that she always dashes to. Like, the amount of times that you don't realize how bad that is something special. Like, you can't body block her at all because you instantly jump to whoever the last person is. And there's so many times though that like you'll be her and it like you'll hit who you want to hit first and then who you don't want to hit second, and you're just like, well, shit. And just her ult, man, her ult is just something special to say the least. And I just I think it's so stupid. And to tell you the complete truth, I'm not quite sure what to do to fix her. Honestly, I think her passive can stay the same. If anything, I would actually make it slightly different. And what I'm about to say was going to like probably confuse people a little bit. See, I'll make it so, you know, this happens and then they get hit, yada yada, and then when they auto attack them, it just bonus magic damage. I wouldn't do that. I'd make it so that whenever Leona hits someone with an ability, they become, you know, affected with sunlight, and then whenever another ally hits that target, then an AoE pulse of magic damage happens every single auto, but it does not affect the target originally hit, it just affects the surrounding targets, kind of like a Tiamat. It basically gives anyone a Tiamat, so that will definitely help late game more, but will be much less useful early game. But it will still be useful early game, but still, just like something like that, and it will only last for like 2 seconds, and then after that it will reset and yada yada yada. Her Q, to be completely honest, I think that is perfectly fine. You know, there are plenty of champions that just have the next auto attack does this. I think it's perfectly fine. Her W, like, how about we don't have her just gain a ridiculous amount of armor, magic resist, and damage reduction? I would like to, you know, eventually kill Leona, not never, ever, ever kill her. So I would just have it do either damage reduction or just armor and magic resist, not both. And I'll have the pulse afterward. I think that's completely fine, but I think that the pulse afterward should only happen if she takes damage from an enemy champion while she's doing that. Meaning if she clicks the button, but the ally, it's kind of like Rammus W, where you just stop hitting him. Why? Because if you keep hitting him, you're going to hurt yourself more. Where you just stop hitting her, leave her be for a moment, and then after that, then you start to hit her, because then she'll lose the damage reduction, and she won't hurt you from doing it. Oh, her E. To be completely honest, I think she's one of the champions that I would much rather have movement speed over just like a dash. I don't know how I put this, because like I'm fine with her being able to just boop you and stun you, but I'm not fine with this because it just allows her combo to be so easy. Like literally the combo is always EQW. There's never a time where that will not work. And like I understand that, yeah, if you're right next to someone, you could just QWR them right away, but like always you can just EQW. That's all you need to do. And like if you really want, you can EWQ, but then that gives them a small chance to escape. And I'm willing to bet them 90% of people are like, nope, let me just Q first. So yeah, I really, if anything, I'd make it so that she actually needs to throw in like an auto attack in a sense. I would make it so that she activates her E, and for the next like 5 seconds, every time she hits someone with an auto attack, she gains bonus movement speed, not including the auto attack with her Q. With her shield. It has to be the auto attacks with her sword. Okay, sounds pretty reasonable to me. And every time she auto attacks someone, then she gains movement speed, and then she could just waltz around people that'll help with her W. It'll help with everything. Then her ult. I'm fine with keeping it the same, but God, it's really annoying. Like, honestly, I just think she needs to be slightly nerfed in, like, a couple different aspects. I don't think she needs anything major, but it's just she's so simple mixed with how long she can stun you and how tanky she is just really ridiculous. So I'd lower her tankiness by lowering her W. I'd lower her capability of just hitting all of her buttons by changing her E. And then honestly, I think in that self, it would be fine. And I really don't think she'd need anything else. To be truthful, we can keep her passive the exact same, but I think what I said would be a cool idea. Maybe not have it on her, but maybe someone else. That's just my idea. But yeah, bottom line, change the W to make her less tanky, change the E to make her less simple. Then we got her skins. We have Valkyrie, which I think is okay, to be completely honest. Nothing special. Defender Leona, I don't know why. I think it is really cool. Probably just because of, like, the bonus gear, but eh. Iron Solari. I don't like the skin at all. Not gonna lie. Like, I understand why a lot of people would like it, but no, to me, it's just not good. Pool Party Leona is fantastic. It's just a great skin. I've never, like, seen or heard of anyone that dislikes the skin. Project is just another fantastic skin, but all Project skins are fantastic, so, like, what can you expect? Barbecue is another skin that I actually really do like. I think the entire set of these skins is really good for the most part, and yeah. And then we have the Solar and Lunar skins, which I think both of them are just astronomical. Like, each one of these, easily 10 out of 10. The next one I'd put is 9 out of 10 with Project Leona. A solid 8 out of 10 with Pool Party, 7 out of 10 with Barbecue, and then honestly, I'd put like 5 out of 10 with Defender, 4 out of 10 with Valkyrie, and 3 out of 10 with Iron. Like, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't look good to me. Like, maybe it just needs a revamp because it is a lot older of a style, but it's just not good to me. Like, this is fine. These just kind of need, like, revamps for the most part, but in themselves, they're okay. But then, ooh, man, Project looks fantastic. Barbecue's good, too, but not as good as Project. And both these skins they're just great. Like, both the Lunar and the Solar they're just good skins. And you can't really argue this fact. They are just genuinely really good skins. But, yeah. That has been Leona. I hate when I do that. That has been Leona, the Radiant Dawn. As I said, I just think that she should be a little bit more difficult or a little bit less, like, she's a difficulty 1, so I'm not saying that she should be more difficult, but I think that she should have less of a reward for being able to play with a 10th of the skill. As I said, like, her Q is fine, her passive's fine, her W needs to be lowered, her E needs to be changed. It's really just her WE that I really hate, and her ult is very annoying, especially in team fights because of how AoE it is. But, like, if anything, I'd make her ult not a skill shot, and I'd make it, like, automatically go on herself. Like, she picks herself, and then a slam down happens around her, which automatically stuns the people right next to her, and then the people with the farther distance are slowed. Yeah, that's what I would do for that one. So I think that her passive and Q can stay the same, but I would like to see that change with her Q or her passive. Her W just needs to make her less tanky, like take away the cooldown or the damage reduction or something. And her E, I just think it shouldn't be a straight dash. Maybe, as I said, movement speed whenever you auto-attack anything. And her ult should go on herself, and she should not be like an AoE skill shot. And yeah, that has been my A to Z mini rework of Leona. If you agree or disagree with anything that I have said, please leave it in the comments down below, and I will gladly respond and yada yada. If you have any champion that you think could be changed or anything like that, please go ahead and leave that down in the comments, and I will gladly look at your idea or whatever. I'm not a professional, so I can't really say if it's good or not, but I'm getting my ideas out there. I'm not gonna reject yours. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I will bid you all adieu. Goodbye.